All right, everything is sorted in terms of our sound now. Let's just quickly go back to Kimberley in the Northern Cape, where our reporter Ulrich Hendricks is for the 10th celebration of the Magala National Park. Ulrich, it's back to you.
You know what it says to us now? It says...
Hi, Palesa, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can go ahead. No, it seems like there's a little glitch there, but let's just move along with what we have in studio here with us. Productions in all genres have been invited for submissions for this year's Cape Town Fringe Festival. The festival showcases spectacular acts across a number of genres such as your drama, dance, comedy, performance art, illusion, music, and many, many more. But it's one of the biggest showcases of the entertainment in the mother city. And of course, this festival, on the other hand, it brings together performers from around the country to actually showcase their potential. To tell us more about the festival, I'm joined in our studios in Johannesburg by Ashraf Johaardien, who's the executive producer of the festival. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for coming through.
Good morning, Palesa.
Thank you so much indeed. Ashraf, I know that the festival is actually in its 4th year this year, but this is your first time with the festival.
Indeed, this is my first year as executive producer of the Cape Town Fringe. I've been involved in the Fringe previously with a different hat on when I was in my previous job, taking a work from Johannesburg to the Cape Town Fringe, which was very exciting. And so this year it's very interesting to be on the other side to see how the Cape Town Fringe is pulled together and has come together and will be growing going forward.
Not just on the other side, but the responsibility is upon you to make sure that everything goes perfectly well. That's the pressure, I believe.
That is the pressure, but really the Fringe is made up of artists. So the reason I'm here today is to say that there's a call for Fringe artists to submit expressions of interest, because the work is really, the Fringe is about the artists, it's about the audience's experience. So the pressure is on to make sure that we get enough great submissions from artists in all of the genres that you've mentioned, especially from the city of Cape Town, to make sure that we have a fantastic Fringe.
But just before we talk about the applications and so on, for someone who's never heard of the festival, how would you sell it to our viewers?
Well, you know, so a Fringe is a very particular festival. So going to the Fringe is not an evening out at the theatre. It is a live performance festival. Fringes are shorts and T-shirts events. So the idea is that whether you're a Cape Townian, a visitor to Cape Town, a tourist, you can go to the beach and you can catch some Fringe comedy afterwards. So the idea is really about making live performing arts part of the culture of the city and making sure that it's available to everyone in terms of audiences, but also for artists. Fringes started in Edinburgh when some artists couldn't get onto the main program and they found curious spaces in garages, in backyards. So that's really the spirit of the Fringe. It's the independent spirit of wanting to explore, wanting to make the work happen. So it's very much capitalizing on that, expanding on that idea to make platforms available to artists in the city and in fact across the country to come and show us their stuff.
And I believe, how important is it for you as the organizers to provide this platform?
Well, without this platform, it's very difficult for emerging artists and even for established artists to make their way around the mainstream established venues. You know, these are programs that are set up long in advance. And again, shows that you see at established institutions tend to have large sets, can be quite costly, bulky. So these are small to medium-sized works. Often, you know, one-handers, two-handers that are easy, light to travel. So it's a very different kind of work that is presented on the Fringe. Again, our emphasis is on quality entertainment, on discovering new talent, and on making work available that would not normally be available through the city at any other time.
So you probably are looking for people who take their craft very serious.
Absolutely.
Not just any shabby work.
Not just any shabby work, but again, like I said, the focus is quite different. You don't need to have, you know, 20 years of experience in the industry. It's very much focused on creating a doorway for new artists to come into the industry and also for the industry to relax a little bit. So it's a very different kind of work that we're presenting. Again, quality shows across the board, but the emphasis is very much on work that is entertaining, work that is relaxed and easily accessible.
But talk to us about the challenges. What is actually stopping the artists from tapping into the actual mainstream market?
So, I mean, the mainstream is very much governed by how much you've created your profile, your position, whether a theatre will back you in terms of the production budgets that are required. And Fringes are quite different. Fringes are very much a celebration of independent artists. And the thing about the festival is Cape Town has been quite fantastic with its development of independent spaces, Makukanya Art Room, the Alexander Bar. So there are all of these interesting little venues in and around the peninsula that have come up, Cork Bay Theatre, places that are doing very wonderful work. But it's not very easy still for independent artists to understand that circuit. And in fact, there isn't a circuit that really runs between these different venues, because you can tour the whole of the Cape Peninsula and play to very different audiences. So the Fringe is about connecting all of those dots, connecting the audiences connected to those spaces with the artists that want to perform. So really our role is very much a facilitation role. We're bringing the expertise that we have from running the National Arts Festival, which is the largest multi-arts platform on the African continent, to Cape Town, to create a uniquely Cape Town celebration of arts, culture and creativity.
All right. Now, applications are open for those that want to take part in the festival. How do they go about doing that?
It's very easy. It's an online process. People don't have very much time. We've been open for a month, and applications close on Monday, which is the end of July, the 31st. And they visit capetownfringe.co.za. There's a simple online form. It's about 2 pages, takes all of probably 14 minutes to fill out. And then we look at the people who are interested in coming to play. The applications are open to both artists this year as well as venues. So where the Cape Town Fringe used to be housed in the City Hall, this year it's going to be based in and around the whole of the Cape Peninsula. We're looking at about
different venues,
6 to 12 venues around in the city, but also around the peninsula to create a Cape Town Fringe circuit. So we'll be playing in communities, playing in the places where people live and work. So venues are very welcome to apply as well. And we'll be matching artists to venues, and venues apply through the same process. It's the same form, in fact. And once we see who wants to play, we'll be doing that matching process, matching that to the funding made available by the City of Cape Town and Standard Bank. And then we'll be running in the city from the 21st of September to the 8th of October.
All right. But in terms of the requirements, I know you made mention of what you are basically looking for, but if you can just, talk to us about the requirements for the applicants.
So this is a live arts festival, so we're not really able to do visual arts for the moment yet. But again, as the festival is evolving, we're hoping that that is something that we could look at in the future. Work ideally should be smaller works. They should be able to travel quite easily. We're not looking for large productions with massive sets. So this is not a festival of grand dramas and operas and dance productions of 30 to 40 dancers. It's smaller boutique works. The emphasis is on work that is very entertaining, because you've got to grab those audiences, bring them in from their daily lives. And definitely what we're looking for is people who can deliver fantastic entertainment and high production values. That is our emphasis.
All right. So when is the festival in September?
From the 21st of September to the 8th of October, and it also includes one component of the Cape Town Fringe, is the Buskers Festival, which we partner with the Waterfront on. And during the month of August, there'll be a separate call to buskers in and around the city to come and audition for the Buskers Festival as well.
That sounds fantastic. It sounds beautiful. Well, Ashraf, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's take an ad break here on Morning Live, just a few minutes before we say goodbye.